What's going on, guys? Welcome back. If you are an OG, if you're new here, hey, how you doing, sis? I'm Andrea Patrick, the BU Boss, and on this channel, I'm showing you how to show up as yourself, how to be unapologetically you in life, career, and business. I'm showing you tips and tricks on how to navigate this world, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a professional, or whether you're that bomb boss who shows up at PTA meetings or community events, or you were rocking it with a nonprofit on the board. I'm showing you how to do that as yourself. So stick around. Today I'm talking about some areas. I've got 3 areas where I believe being unapologetically you is important, and I'm telling you how to do it. So stick around if that's something you're interested in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I know you're going to like what I've got going on today. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you like my vibe, go ahead and subscribe. I can't take that as my own. I got that from Side to Silva. So I can't take that. But anyway, all right. I got this information. I was looking at a video from Tashira at Politics and Fashion, and I just was thinking about why are people afraid to be unapologetically themselves? And it prompted me to create this video. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about it. I'm trying to engage more. So come on, sis, let's do this. We've got some new guidelines for monetizing your channel, and your girl is trying to get there. So help me get to 500 subscribers. We can do this together, you and I. You and I can do this. All right. Enjoy today's video, guys. As a personal branding coach, one thing I know for sure, one thing I've heard over and over again is that people are afraid to be on camera. They don't want to be on camera. They know how important video is for their business, but they are apprehensive about getting in front of the camera themselves. And to that, I want to say, be unapologetically you, sis. If you feel that being on camera is something that you don't want to do, don't focus on being on camera, and don't let other people tell you that you have to be on camera. There are other ways to use video marketing in your business that don't require you to be on camera the way you may be thinking. So what I'll say to you is this. Know what it is that will make you feel amazing about what you're putting out. If being in front of the camera is a struggle for you, then don't do it in the traditional way, like I'm doing right now, standing in my bedroom, recording this video. If that is something that you do not feel comfortable with, don't do it. Give yourself the luxury of candid videos. Maybe your husband, you tell him to, or your spouse or your friend, have them use your phone to capture different moments when you're out at networking events. Maybe if you're speaking, you can have someone record you while you're speaking in sort of a clandestine type way so that you don't necessarily know that it's happening, but you are getting video. If standing in front of the camera makes you nervous and reading a script makes you feel like you're choppy and if all of those things are the things, you know yourself. So be unapologetically you in this area, and don't allow your business coach or your friends or anybody who's in social media tell you that you have to do what I'm doing right now. That is not true. You do not have to do that. But you do have to know what you need to do and be your best. So a couple of options are, like I said, have someone record you while you're in the moment doing the thing that you're doing. Maybe have someone create presentations for you on Canva, and you can do webinars where you are just presenting the slides, and oftentimes in Zoom, it will capture your image up in the corner, and that is also a way where you can actually be in the know or doing the thing with using video on for your business. That doesn't require you to do what I'm doing right now, standing in front of the camera. So this area of being unapologetically you is easy enough. However, again, like all of the areas that I'm going to share with you today, it does require you to get in touch with what it is you need to do and be your best, and how you feel most confident showing up for your life, career, and your business. And so if you have to work with video in your business or in your career, or if you're doing things for the church, let's say, and you don't want to be in front of the camera, those are just a few suggestions of how you can use video, be on camera, and not have the anxiety or feel like you are stepping outside of what is the norm for you or your wheelhouse, and a way to feel more confident on camera. All right, so that is one area where being unapologetically you is important, but you don't have to feel the pressures of other people telling you what to do. What I'll say about being on camera and being confident about being on camera is sometimes it's less about you physically being on camera, like I said, and more about you knowing what your superpower is and being very confident in the value you're bringing to the table. That will oftentimes trump the fear you have of actually being on camera, because if your sole purpose for using video is to get out quality information or to serve with your superpower, then that value is what's going to shine. And the best way to get that out is the way that makes you feel most comfortable. So keep that in mind and know that being unapologetically on camera, unapologetically you on camera, is all in how you choose to show up with your superpower. Okay, let's move on to the next area. The second area, I shouldn't have clapped. I'm sorry about that. The second area where I truly believe it's important for you to be unapologetically you is when you are communicating your thoughts, your needs, and your feelings. I cannot tell you how many times I've been coaching my clients in the business process management area. And a lot of the issues they're having is because, number one, they did not know themselves well enough for what they needed to do and be their best to create the appropriate procedures and policies and systems within their business. And so they're finding themselves in situations with their clients where it's not good for them, or they're having to communicate things that are unpleasant, and they struggle because who likes confrontation, right? I don't know anyone that does. I think what has to happen is we have to be so unapologetically ourselves in these areas, because it's kind of like a, eat or be eaten type situation. And if you are not very clear in your communication around your policies, around the system in which you use to serve your customers, or around setting boundaries with them, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. And hiring someone like me to help you navigate those treacherous waters so that you're communicating the message that you really need to communicate. So I do feel that being unapologetically you in the area of communication is paramount. You want to set boundaries, you want to manage expectations, and most importantly, I think you need to teach people how to treat you. That is how you begin to build a reputation for having amazing service, but also having standard operating practices. That is so important in your life, career, and your business. All right. The final area I'm going to cover, I'll get to in just a moment, but I wanted to just kind of share with you something, a tool that I created that I think would be extremely helpful to you if you're one of those people where communicating is difficult for you, where maybe you do need some help in the area of process management. I created a checklist for you to help you kind of go down some of the things that you should consider prior to onboarding a client. And if you're struggling with that, maybe you've been getting the wrong client, maybe you've been picking up those dollars without really considering the amount of work that's happening. So I created a checklist that you can grab. It's in the description below, that will help you sort of think through the onboarding process of a client. If you would like, I can also create for you. Let me know in the comments if you would like to get a template, because I also have a template in my project management tool that I can share with you, where it sort of kind of helps guide you along your process for onboarding a client. which is a great supplement to the checklist that I'm going to be sharing with you down in the description box, just to make sure that you're getting what you need from your clients and that you've managed all the appropriate expectations and that you've kind of set the standard operating practices for working with you as the expert in your field. So let me know if that's something, the actual project management template, let me know if that's something you're interested in. But for sure, if you're struggling in this area, grab that checklist down below. It'll be extremely helpful for you. And I've got a few more things coming down the pipeline that I think are going to be beneficial for those of you who are in business and struggle with that communication piece. But like I'm saying here, it is important for you to be unapologetically you in this area, especially when it comes to communicating your thoughts, your needs, and your feelings. And the best way to do that is to set those boundaries, manage those expectations, and teach people how to treat you. So again, grab that up. It's just a checklist. It's very simple, very easy to follow. You can just kind of use that as you are onboarding clients. It'll be very helpful to you. All right. Now, the final area where I think being unapologetically you is extremely important is, this is a big one, accepting criticism. Okay. Having the confidence to accept criticism. I have had my share of people telling me that they didn't like the way I did something, whether it's in my house with my family, or it is when I was in my professional life and I was working in corporate. And I've had clients that we've butted heads. I mean, it's just inevitable. No, not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to find you valuable. But that doesn't mean it's true. It may mean maybe that wasn't the right client for you, but that goes back to the second area where I believe being unapologetically you is important. And that's in the communication where you're setting boundaries and managing expectations and all, and teaching people how to treat you. But for this last one, I believe being unapologetically you is extremely important when it comes to having the confidence to accept criticism. Now, when you are operating in your wheelhouse, in your zone of genius, there are things that you know, and nobody can tell you differently. And that's why I believe, there's no such thing as competition. Just because someone else does the same thing doesn't mean that they do it your way. And the way you really determine what your way is to do the work and really understand where your value lies within the industry and really determining how you want to show up to share your value and share your superpower with people. And when you tap into who you are and what you need to do and be your best, what happens is people begin to flock to those characteristics you have, the personality that you have, the fingerprint that you're leaving in terms of how you are all kind of rolled up into a great, big, awesome ball from your experiences, your perspectives, your passions, and your influence. So when it comes to being confident in accepting criticism, there's a couple of things you need to know. Number one, if you are operating within your personal framework, and I go through this in so many other videos, I will leave the link to what I mean by your personal framework and the 4 pillars of your personal framework. I'll leave that video somewhere here or down here in the description. But if you're operating within your personal framework, what that does is it ensures that you are operating within your zone of genius and doing your best. You have created circumstances for optimal success that are going to ensure that when you walk away from whatever project, there is no room for feeling like you left things on the table. You set yourself up for success. So therefore, when the criticisms come, and they will, because people just enjoy doing that, you can confidently accept the ones that are relevant to what is going on, and you will be able to identify the people who are giving you constructive criticism, and you can take that criticism and make the adjustments that you need to make. However, there will be those naysayers, those negative Nancys, those, trolls that have things to say that have absolutely nothing to do with what you're doing, or they don't know you at all, or they've not even experienced you, and they're just talking, pretty much. You will be able to discern which is which. And therefore, accepting those criticisms confidently is going to be easier to do. Now, no one likes to be criticized. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you'll get the warm and fuzzies when people tell you that you did something wrong. And you might get in your feelings a little bit about it. However, you will be able, when you are unapologetically you and you've done the work to be unapologetically you, it will be much easier for you to accept the criticism confidently, knowing that you can course correct, or knowing that you've done your best and maybe your best just wasn't good enough for that particular situation, but you don't have to feel bad about it, be in your feelings about it for very long, because I mean, nobody likes criticism. But you can definitely distinguish the people who are giving you constructive criticism versus the people who are just trying to get in your head and they don't have a life. So all right, that does it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really want you to be unapologetically you. So if you're struggling in that area, this is definitely the challenge for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because here on this channel, that's what I'm doing. I am talking to you about how to show up, be unapologetically you in your life, career, and business. I'm giving you all the tips, all the tricks, and it will work. Let me just tell you, I'm a living witness. So whether you are an entrepreneur, you are climbing the corporate ladder, or you are the bomb in the PTA and building a family, living your best life, you're a leader. You are a boss. And I'm here to show you how to do that unapologetically. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in our next video. Bye.